Hello my beautiful people. In today's video we will be making a homemade apple pie from scratch from start to finish. Please stay tuned to the video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Now to the video. Here I am slicing the apples after peeling them, and I'm trying to slice all of them to the same size so they will bake evenly in the pan. So I kind of got tired of doing that way, and I took out my mandolin and I started slicing the rest of them with the mandolin. If you're using this particular equipment, please be careful. As you can see, it's really dangerous. You can cut your fingers really easily. After all my apples were sliced, I'm going back and just to make sure I get any little bit of apple peel that was left on the slices of the apples. I am going to grate 2 sticks of butter into a bowl. And I grate my butter because it allows the butter to disperse evenly in the flour. And that way, all the flour can kind of coat every little piece of the butter. This is a little tedious part of the recipe, but it is well worth it for a light, flaky, buttery crust. In this bowl here, I am going to add 2½ cups of flour, about 1/4 cup of sugar, granulated sugar, and I'm also going to add a generous pinch of salt. And I'm going to whisk all of this together. And after I whisk this together, I am going to add it to the bowl with the butter and start to mix it all together with my hands until I feel every piece of flour has been coated with the butter. Make sure you get all that butter incorporated with the flour. Here I am adding a couple of tablespoons at a time of water into the flour and butter mixture to start to make the pie crust. Now this mixture will look nice and sandy, and you do not want to overmix it, and you do not want to add too much water, because either one of those will make your pie crust tough. And we do not want a tough pie crust. We want our pie crust to be light and flaky. Now I'm making sure that I roll this dough into a ball. And as you can see, it's still a little sandy. But there is enough water in this flour that once you let it sit for about a half an hour to an hour, that water will slowly hydrate all of this dough, and it will be a nice flaky dough. So what I'm going to go ahead now is wrap this dough up in some plastic wrap and set it aside for about an hour. While my dough is resting, I'm going to go ahead and season my apples. Here's a cup of sugar, granulated sugar, a cup of brown sugar, and actually I added 2 cups of granulated sugar and a cup of brown sugar, and this is 3 tablespoons of flour, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this all together. Now I'm rolling out my pie crust. And as you can tell, well, I can tell, it's going to be pretty flaky. So I'm going to roll it out to about a 1/4 inch thick. Then I am going to wrap it around my rolling pin and put it here in my nice pie plate. If you find yourself tearing your pie crust, don't worry. You can always patch it up with your extra crust that you have on the side. Now, when I put the apples into the pie crust, there is a lot of liquid collected in the bottom of the bowl where your apples are. Please do not put that liquid into your pie because you don't want a soggy pie. So I'm gonna go ahead now and trim up the pie crust, and then we will put it in the oven. And don't worry, I will have the full recipe for you in the description below. There was a little spot on the crust that I felt I needed to build up, and as you can see, I easily added another piece of pie dough to fix that. Now I'm going to add an egg and about a tablespoon of water into my bowl and mix them up together so I can put a nice egg wash on the top of the pie. Once I complete that, I'm going to go ahead and make some vents in the pie crust, and then I'm going to place it in the oven on 350 for about an hour and 10 minutes. After an hour, I would suggest that you start checking on the pie. If you can stick a knife into the pie and you don't feel any resistance from your apples, then your apples are totally baked and your pie should be ready to come out the oven. This pie is now ready for the oven. Oh, one more thing before I put this pie in the oven. After I put this egg wash on it, now I am going to get some sanding sugar and sprinkle all over the top of the pie to give it a nice sweet coating and a beautiful, beautiful crust on top. Oh my God, look at this pie. Flaky crust, sweet delicious apples inside, and the aroma is absolutely wonderful. Who could resist a little apple pie a la mode? One word. Okay, 2 words. Absolutely delicious. Again, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Give this pie a try and let me know in the comments below how you liked it. Thank you for watching. Peace and blessings.